Hello everyone, it's Kate in the Nest, and I have another story for you. I've been really enjoying some thrifting shares on YouTube lately, and it felt such a long time since I'd been out and about. So what does a girl do? I had to go to the post office and I needed to stay out for a couple of hours. So I just got pulled into thrifting with the luxury of time. So I've been out and about, and I thought I would share some things with you. Now, one of my subbies did say, where do you find your lovely fabrics? And really, for most part, apart from my stretches in my cotton crochet fabric bags, I collect, and when I see things, I just buy them. So this is going to be a crazy journey. Some of you are saying you love smiling and laughing along with me, so let's start with a giggle. This was when I went to a new op shop and I bought lots of fabric there. It's not new, I just had never been to it. But as I was just going to the counter with the other things that I'll show you, this just caught my eye, and it was in the dressing up box. So I don't know, is Kate going back to her childhood? But look at this. Some wonderful mother or father or who knows, auntie, who knows, has made someone a princess veil. This is, Australia is well known for a store called David Jones, Sydney. So I think the beret itself is very old, and they have pieced satin, this beautiful dusty pink satin. Oh my gosh, I've been told to be careful which finger I point with. So this is my pointy finger, so I'm going to try and do the right thing. Satin, these are little cheap pink beads, but look at this, a piece of bling, as the lady who served me told me, and two beautiful flowers. So I won't use the tulle, but just to look at for a while, that just made me smile. So there is Princess Kate in the Nest for smile. When I went out, I thought I'll have some coffee and do some stitching. So I took with me my, I call this my travel envelope or my travel pouch, and it is just perfect for putting projects. So amongst my talking about thrifting, I'm going to tell you that it will be time to work on summer. This is my accordion journal, and this zippered pouch goes with me everywhere, and it's just ready to sew with a needle that's just come apart. Let's put that on there to stitch, and I'll share with you a few things, and then we'll come back to being stitchy. So how are you going? Has it been a great week so far? We're having so many different seasons, and it truly does feel like summer. Okay, so I picked up fabric today, and here's a little story of what you can get. This is like cheeseclothy in this combination of very cheery, joyful colors. This is a dress that Pauline Franklin, when I did the workshop, told us to look at, the dress racks in oppy shops and see what you can pick up. And those colors spoke to me. And then this, there were two pieces of this. I don't know. It's probably a tablecloth, and there were two of them in the stripes. And of course, I'm thinking about this for fabric crochet bags. So those three, and a book. And I went to the counter, and the guy serving me said, any prices on those? And I go, no. He said, okay, how about $5? So once again, miles and miles of fabric. And don't worry, it might look ugly now, but it will turn into really effective crocheting. Okay, so I'm going to put those down. I've been trying not to share this, but I can't. I found also this dress, and the fabric is, it may not be vintage, I don't know, but it's tulle and it's got sequins in it. So maybe it's a bling day for Kate. But that is going to go in my historic project, because I'll just zip behind myself. For me, as you know, it's all about the textures, and I'm just thinking the interplay of these things. You may not think that's beautiful, but I just had to have that. It's a dusty, dusty pink. Okay, so that's going back with the vintagey things. I was influenced by Christine of Christine Creates and Crafts, and I think she was the one who was talking about looking for pot holders. So I've bought my very first pot holder in, look at that, everyone. Kate is going to the green side. I don't know when they'll use that, but that was fantastic. And I just messaged Zoe and I said I've been having withdrawals because there's been no green door studio on this week, and you know, I just love Zoe and that place and the creators and makers who have become my friends. So I picked up this because I was thinking, of course, here's summer, here's all our colours going together, but particularly I loved this panel of buttons. So do some crunkle, everyone. Many of you said that you find joy in the unwrap. So let's do a reveal of, oh, look at that. Oh, I am so excited. I'll just move my pink pin cushion out of the way so we get all these colour stories working together. So where do we start? I'm trying not to, yep. Needles on blanket, love. baby crochet pieces that I haven't made myself, but we'll go with summer colours, thread on a beautiful wooden binder. These little, oh look, I keep finding these little tassels. That's going in my journal, my field notes. That is so perfect. Oh, here's another one. Sorry, I'm distracted. Look at this. I have always admired, I think it's Rachel, has these umbrella threaders, and this one, knowing really it's Kate's ability to lose everything. Look, there's a tiny end at there, and it's got a string on it already, so I'll put a dangle on there so I don't lose that. Okay, back to the fabric, Kate. This has got, this must be the edge of a sheet or something like that. Look at those lovely colours. They can go in today's work. And this one. And then these spotties. And this one's quite modern. Not yet speaking to me. And oh, I think this is the other thing that spoke to me. Zoe stamp sees herself, and I was going to say I used to be musical, but I still am musical. I just can't play my piano, and that's a very long story at the moment. I can't even, it's in a position in my house where I can't get to the keyboard. And if I did, I'd be playing lots and lots of things, but this just, that's a treasure. That's a Kate that I will always keep. Look, the treasures keep emerging. Let's put that to the side. Look at this divine little piece. It is obviously part of a bigger one, and we could use that as a little piece in a needlebook. Wouldn't that be cute? Or similarly as a little feature on a pouch. Every time I pick this up, it takes me back to my trip to California with this beside me, on trains, on planes, in the terminal waiting. And it, you know, again, I can't say enough how much, and I know so many of you do this too, that making a piece becomes a memory catcher. So wouldn't that would go beautifully, but I don't know that it will go on there. And then some beautiful fabrics. Oh gosh, sorry. Velour wool, like a blanket. Oh, here's a tiny little single note. I could use that actually as a singing motive. A beautiful lemon napkin that could instantly be a long pouch or a needle case or something. Beautiful. And for my very vintage piece, I will be using that green. It's going with my greens and pinks and blues. More fabric. Very Kate. Look at that. It's got a bias on it, so it must have been something else. Beautiful for thread painting. Or my quilt, maybe. Actually, maybe that. And here's a big bit of this beautiful blanket, and it's thin and soft and beautiful. So Zoe, thank you for making these kits available to us all. Let's pile them up. This is just so clever to make it so beautiful. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten the big reveal of the thing that attracted me to this kit in the first place. Look in here at this collection of buttons. So beautifully coordinated with the colours of this pack. But what I wanted most of all was that one there. There's two of them that look like a daisy and could go on my summer. So let's make a little treasure. Seeing I'm talking about Zoe and the studio and us working together shoulder to shoulder. Let's pull these out. Oh, look, that, oh, goodness me. Some things just work out perfectly. Look at that. If I took that off there, is that not the most extraordinary combination of fabrics, textiles, textures, and this work of art? It's going to be ruined now. Not too much. I was going to say by the pop of red. So here's my treasures of my mum's brooches. Here's, remember this has been traveling around all my field note series so far. That's in there. But these buttons, look. See, I'm liking green. I just had to hang around you lovely people for long enough and pick up the extraordinary combinations of colours that we can use. Okay, so they're going in there for the moment. Put one there to remember. I'm going to put that away. There's some matching DMC that tapestry? Yeah, tapestry wool. That beautiful green there. These little tassels, I'll put them in the treasure box. Some scissors. Okay, as I've said to you many a time, I love to gather things around me, and then that sort of lets my brain think about what I'm going to do. So that's the share. So that's just sitting there from a field notes journal, and that would also go beautifully. Okay, we'll stop chatting and check that we're filming. My hand's going to be sort of in the right place for you. I hope so. And let's get stitching. So, scissors. I packed this up in a hurry. Some variegated thread. My pincushion. That is back to matching. Oh, I've got a Suffolk pin here because I was thinking that I might add that too. Okay. Deep breath. Calm down the excitement, but actually, why do we need to calm down? Let's just be very happy. Okay, so is it only a week since I've shown you this? I can't remember. Must be, yeah. So I think I've done some work on it since last time. I put down lots of these embroideries. That's right, that's where we finished with that bit there, with that wildflower. And I can't remember where else I've worked. So let's start. Let's just start. And oh, I've got two colours. I wanted to say welcome to my new subbies. It has been such a joy to be gathering the family together, and again, the lovely support that I'm receiving from you all. And I loved my subby, I think it was Vanessa. Oh, look at that, might use that today too. Who reminded one person who watches does not quite understand my style, which is absolutely fine. Mine is not for everyone, and we each have to do us, but to have some of you, and particularly you, Vanessa, like shouting out for me and defending me, I thought that was just so touching. So thank you. I do appreciate it very much. Okay, so we've got, this was already in this needle, and that's where we were last week. Let's start up here. I do have to share that I have got a sore. I don't even know which part of my arm is sore, but I think my gusto in tearing my strips of fabric, I might have just torn too hard because it is a little tender. You know, what's happened there? Oh, pulled the needle off. Oh, I should be using my new little threader. Okay, it's going to sit there for next time. Now I better just, yeah, you can see all that. Do we think this goes? Maybe not. It's only when I stand up sometimes and get that perspective. And you're probably saying to me, don't have that one there yet. But I did like, what was that other fabric? Anyway, this one. That's summer. Okay, so what is Kate doing? Some small stitches. actually says small, and that one just came out giant. So if I better go back in context, about me going out this morning, I went crazy because I've actually spent 3 days at home, uninterrupted, stitching and crocheting. And when I have that, it does appear that I go a little overboard. I've stayed up late, and hence maybe that I need to just be a little bit more, not careful, but more aware. So I've been in the house and having so much fun. But by this morning, I thought, go out and feel the weather, and it does feel like summer today. We've had terrible wind, which was also a good reason just to stay home. But it's not windy today. So I'm just going back to use up the thread. Yes, so while I've been making, I have been indulging in watching YouTube videos, probably more than I usually do, and trying to catch up on my comments as well. So working through those, and yeah, that's how I started, wasn't it, with the thrifting, because I've watched Beck share a haul. I've watched Christine, who's on holiday in Victoria. I see Corinne's got one up that I haven't watched yet, and I just thought, oh, it's so inspiring. I don't think I told you how much I spent. So the first store was $5 and the second store was $8. Let's finish this over. So nice to talk to you. Like when I've been out by myself, I thought I'll just feel like chatting away. And the good thing is I can chat away with you. Now I have to tell you a couple. Oh, I wanted that single note. It'll be here somewhere. There it is. I have to tell you about this fabric that I loved when I put it down here, but it is horrible to stitch through. So I've learned a big lesson. Like, that is no fun. So while I love the colors in terms of being a piece that I will applique over, it's not going to be staying with me. So why don't we do that now? This is where, in this process, we know that we're works in progress. I do love the rose, that colour, but it doesn't even tear very well, I don't think. Oh, God. Oh, it does. So there we are. We have less of it. This will go on my quilt. It won't be wasted, but it's not going to take up the whole space. So let's think about these summer colours. This feels beautiful and fine. And is this the one that had the seam? Yep. So let's get value out of this and just pull that apart. So So that's the new place in op shops that I look. I go to the sheeting that I'd never done before. So how about we have a happy Zoe flower there, and we'll just tear. There we go. A little bit of, like, all the birds are singing at the moment, so that can be summer and springtime. Probably not quite ready for that yet. Button will be. So let's be thinking wildflowers. And I need to actually do some embroidery with you. Keep looking at that. Actually, that it depends what the next prompt can be, because as I've told you, summer is dry. Oh, could we put a button there? He knows. All right. So we're thinking wildflowers, Kate. Why don't we make a flower here out of this? Is that too much the same colour? Or actually, yep. Oh, here we go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make a flower. And I actually want that to fray a bit, to come unravelled. Now I know quite a number of you have been telling me you're going to put a crocheted bag on your list. So I'm keen to hear. Don't go quiet on me. And it has been wonderful to find out how many of you, or how many of us, actually do all these different things together. Okay, so I would like to fray that a bit more, but let us, we've got 2 flowers there. Just check if it's on a bend. Where are my flowers going to go? My pages. Yep, so it needs to come maybe this way. And we will sew the button in first, and then we'll work on that. I don't think I've ever sewn a button with you. It's probably one of the most basic things, but Kate doesn't do it very often. I will tie a knot. So I'll come through. You watch, my hands will start to shake because it's something new. Oh, and will the needle go through? Actually, it won't. So I need a skinnier needle, which I haven't got down here, unless there was one on Zoe's. A little bit of, goodness. Does this happen in your nest? I'm sure it doesn't. I think I'm just particularly bad at being this. Oh, I just saw this as well. That would go. Okay, let's pretend that that button is on there, which it's not obviously, but let's make this flower a flower first. When you come back, it'll be there, or I might have changed my mind about the colour. So that's frayy. And what I'm thinking is, because I'm not happy about this square, yep, this square end down here. Let's, I think Zoe might have given me this dolly, or was it in another of her kits? I can't remember. Or on the Beck Day, who knows? So here we now have something that can go through to the back. Like that. Okay, and let's see where this wildflower is now going to go. I think it actually belongs up this end. We'll grow it out of that garden onto this one. So we've got pinks, yellows, purples, and oh, I've got my fray bit down there. Or I could, can you see what's worrying me, everyone? I just want those to be more of a petal. So let's experiment together. I could crochet it. Now, I'm just standing up looking at that and it's too glary for me. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So there we go, me saying I wasn't ready to use that piece. So suddenly I've gone into orange summer and very 60s. Oh, look at that. I love that little bit there. So can we go layer upon layer? I think we can. I'll take the music note off because I think I'll stitch something round rather than square. Or still like that 3D. Okay, I'll do a little bit more stitching and then we can all go and do the things that are on our list. I did actually see a funny photo before of a guy who was carrying this, I think it was Instagram, this huge bag. And I think someone had reposted and said, this bag is holding all the ideas I have for projects. And I think my brain feels like that at the moment. I'm feeling so blessed to have this time. Next week I've got work again, but I do also have a studio day, so that will be fun. I'm going down, yeah, to see a friend and my son in Canberra. So yeah, this has been the week to really dig in deep. Okay, now, can you see that I love that? I'm just playing with the positioning of this flower. I think it has to go in there. Cover that green up. The orange is going to lead over, and then I'll make something round there. So I'm just going to pin that for the moment and come back to that and have some fun. And let's see if we can make something I haven't done for a while, and I just felt like doing it, is some French knots in the center of this. 1, 2, got to count. Yep. So I've got my summer accordion, I've got my flower to flower or flower upon flower slow stitch quilt, and a few actually, if you have said that you might put that on your list of projects. Doing 5 on that one. I've got my very vintage project, which is multiple items. I can't wait. So that's probably what you might see next, or the quilt, who knows. And I've got some other project. Oh, I've been making some pin cushions. I've got my crochet bags and pouches, and I've made a real, oh no, it's coming out itself. So this is so much fun. This is addictive. The variegated French knot, because you don't know what colour it's going to come out. So I'm doing some with 3, some with 4, some with 5. Just doesn't really matter. They're just are so much fun, aren't they? I know many of you have told me about how you love French knots. And the other thing I've been doing lots of this week is seed stitch on some other pieces, and that's, I'm finding that fills in an area so well and so quickly. Oops. I just told myself to say that that's my last one, but now I want one over here. Look at that coloration. I'll just do 3 because I don't want it to go green, which is the next colour along here, yeah. Just tuck that away there. And let's, oh, see, there they are. There's probably in it, yeah, that one could have gone through. I'm running out of battery, and it's probably been enough time for you to be with Crazy Kate. I want to say thank you so much for joining me. This is, let's put my summer wildflowers on top of my California pouch. Bit of Zoe, in fact a lot of Zoe, to thank for the inspiration for my work today. And as always, thank you so much for taking your precious time to be with me. Happy making and creating. Well, that's a bit of my journal. Until next time, this is Kay in the very happy nest. Bye.